Black Compatriots. It is August 19th. Phenomenal move. Beautiful. Absolutely lovely. BTC did something that was extremely wanted on my end. And the reason why, it's not because I was in shorts and I wanted to make money, but it's because it's healthy and it needs to reset. It kept grinding up without resetting the oscillators. All right, so let's go into talking about levels, right? On the 2 week time frame, which is a very important time frame, I spoke about this few videos back. The FEG the middle of the FEG. I don't know if you could see it on your cell phones, but let's make this red so you guys could see it. Let's get rid of the gap zone. So the middle of the FEG is called an EQ, and that EQ usually acts like a magnet. And when it acts like a magnet, especially at a higher time frame, it doesn't allow you to easily pass that level. You could even use this strategy in the lower time frame, but it doesn't hold as much merit. It's mostly used for like the daily plus, especially if it's coming from a 2 week time frame. There's a lot of caution that needs to be made over here. Go to your weekly time frame. We couldn't close a weekly candle above the EQ either. Go to the daily. We tapped it on Monday, mid, which was the perfect short. So everything is pointing and was pointing that we were going to collapse. Now, the reason why this dump was a little more vicious than the previous dumps was because the high time frame is still bearish, and we've been grinding up without building proper supports for the past couple of weeks. Hence why I was looking strictly for swing shorts. Now, let me explain something to you. This doesn't mean we're going to go break the low. I personally think we're not going to go break the low, but this was needed, and it's still needed because the oscillators were completely over the top and exhausted. If you look at the order block indicator on the daily time frame, we're sitting on a beautiful right here. We're sitting on beautiful support right now. More likely than not, if we do happen to go sweep that 20,700 low, we're going to go to 19, 18,000. And from there, I do expect us to go back up to range high. I do not think that we're gonna break the 17K low just yet. Now, in the event, if you look at it from a higher time frame perspective, like a 2 week, right? Or monthly rather, monthly. In the event that we do happen to break the $17,000 low, it's very evident that our next support is $14,000, 13.8. And if you can't see that, it's because you probably want BTC to go to 100K and you're being in denial right now, right? So the only support that we have from here, where we are, to the next level is 13,800 on the monthly time frame. Yeah, if you go to the weekly and whatnot, you might see a little bit more of a um here of a level at roughly about 16,000, which could potentially act like some kind of reaction. Say it does this and go back up, but more likely than not to put in a lower high and then come back down, right? So I'm not really concerned with the low being breached yet, because when it does breach, it's going to breach. This whole level over here is full of insufficiency. And more likely than not, when we do happen to breach the main low, assuming this is your main low that was put in place, this whole thing under this low is all gap proof, bro. It's the insufficiency. It will get filled if we break this low. Like, it usually gets filled. I'm not telling you that we have to go there. I personally think that we're not going to break the 17K low at the time, right? It could have happened short. But anyway, what I'm looking for overall, what I'm looking for on a daily time frame or on a 12 hour, ideally 12 hours is if you want to front run the daily time frame. But what I'm really looking for is a potential spot investment type of thing where I want to bring in more capital. Not, I already brought in capital, where I'm actually going to use that capital that I brought in is basically a break, reclaim, and then you want to target swing high. What do I mean by that? Break the $17,000 low. I don't care where you stop. Stop at 13, stop at 15, that's fine. Wherever you stop, that's fine. I'm not going to do that thing. I might knife catch a percentage of my portfolio, but the main objective is to reclaim that 17K low. Once it's broken, whenever it gets reclaimed, whether it comes from here, whether it comes from down here, it doesn't matter. Once it gets reclaimed, you have a clear shot that your next target will be range high. Where's range high? Right here, main range high. That's your next consolidation level that led to the breakdown. So once we break and reclaim 17,000, it's an easy straight shot to the consolidation that led to the whole breakdown. That's how I'm playing it, right? And it's not about being bull or bear. It's just about how do you come up with the highest probability setup. Very simple. If you do want to actually wait for a setup to take place, you break, you reclaim, you target. And by this, you're probably looking at altcoins are gonna probably 3x. This is a massive move for BTC. Altcoins should have give or take about 3x or maybe 2.5x. That's what I'm looking for right now for BTC. I'm not really interested in the lower time frame at all, because this was a beautiful dump that came from the 12 hour. It's actually trying to reset. The bad thing is the 12-hour didn't really dump yet, to be honest with you, but it's okay. Like, we could potentially be putting it ahead where we're somewhere right like here at this point, right? So, um, Every single time BTC grabs the RSX, watch, I'll show you right now. Every time BTC touches the blue line on the RSX, we happen to do a little bit of a dippy dippy, but then we end up going and making a higher high, right? Right here, look. Wow. So we're at that blue spot right now, maybe a little bit more, and then potentially we're gonna go back up. So level to level play, guys. Let me see if I have the this one. Yeah, we're on the monthly VWAP. Um, Solid area to start actually looking for longs. I personally am not. I'm not looking for any kind of longs unless I see some kind of reset on the oscillators. I did end up putting my soul that I sold up here back down into the market at around, like, I don't know, I think it was 39. I don't even care about it. I'm writing it down. My shorts are offsetting that spot purchase. So I'm only doing leverage shorts. I'm not doing leverage longs. I'm doing spot longs. But just keep in mind one thing on the lower time frame, on the 4 hour and whatnot for the oscillators, your RSX has to curl up. If it doesn't curl up, if the RSX does not curl up, and if the MSTX doesn't poke through the signal line, which is the purple line, right? The purple line is the signal line. If it doesn't poke through, this thing is going to keep dumping. It's very evident, right? So, I mean, I wouldn't be knife catching this unless you actually are planning on doing a DCA and whatnot. Let me give you a target for, I wasn't really sure. There we go. I was looking for that. Yeah, I personally think that if we do happen to lose this, we're going to go straight to 20,700. And then from here, 19,000, guys. I mean, that's the most logical area for me right now. If we lose this current zone that we're in, I think that a lower high needs to be put in place. And if we do happen to get a lower high, it's an instant short for me. I'm going to add back up to my shorts and target the lows, 1, 2, and see what happens. I think 19K is inevitable, basically. I think 19K is inevitable and it will come. Just a matter of, is it going to come from here? Or is it going to come from another move up to $23,000? Anyway, I'm just looking for shorts, guys. You want to scalp longs? I'm going to scalp some longs when I see some kind of resets. But most likely, whatever long I get, I'm going to look for a reset. The only way that I'm going to look for a short. So the only way that I'm going to not short is if when we do happen to get up to this block on the daily time frame, if the 12-hour and the 4 hour are completely still bullish on the oscillators, I won't touch it. I won't touch it. But even if you look at the signals, guys, go to your, I don't know, 10-hour, right? 10 hours has been printing shorts the whole time. The self signals have been printing. Look at the 8 hour. I think it was the 8 hour. 8 hour has been printing sells the whole time too. So when you get into a range, the signals are your best friend because they're range plays. They're basically talking that you're at a range top. It's not like, hey, sell here, you're gonna dump. It's just indicating that there's a potential reversal in this time frame, right? So just be cautious of it. Just look out for it. I'm not telling you to take the signals blind because it doesn't work like that. But when you're playing range plays and you're looking at between time frame of 5 and daily, they work. They work. Just be cautious. That's all. Don't take anything blind. Yeah, guys. Cheers. Have a wonderful day. Any kind of questions, feel free to DM me. I'd be a little bit cautious on the what's it called on the market. Ideally, you do want to see a move back up right now. I think I'm going to take a scalp short right now, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to target this up here. I will do that. Hold on. Let me see something. See how the 1 hour looks. Yeah, 1 hour. It hasn't even crossed yet. It's terrible. We haven't even had a 1 hour histo yet, 4 hour histo. We have no histos at all. So there's another dump roar. We haven't even had a 30-minute histo. Jesus Christ. Yeah. 15-minute histo? Yeah, definitely another dump. But this looks so beautiful for a move. Like you want to be the first target to maybe 21.8. Actually down here, rather 21.6 than 21.8. And then if we get lucky to get above this range right here. Let's see. I'm gonna scalp long, guys. I'm gonna scalp long to this. I gotta see how this looks. Hold on. Okay, LB. Yeah, figured that. 12.6. Yeah. Is it really worth it though? No. Check bars. Wow, we broke down the daily too. Well, the 2-day TMA completely slapped us. That's so crazy. Look at this shit. That's so bad. Nah, I'm not gonna scalp it. I don't even care. I don't even want to watch this. Forget it. I'm out. I'm gonna let price do its thing and then probably scalp along sometime. Once I get the first histo, I'll go fire. I'll look for a small little dump. It does look good for a scalp though, back up to 21.6. But do I really care to watch this right now? I don't. I'm not doing it. Doesn't matter. I'll wait for the bigger move. But anyway, guys, just be aware of this, that the insufficiency that we just put in, this big FEG. If you have the FEG indicator, this will get filled, guys. This will get filled. This right here, right? At least the AQ will get filled, which is roughly about 22.45. So if you do happen to scalp long, that personally speaking, it's gonna come. Um, Updated version of the FCG will come sometime next week. It allows you to put a percentage of how big the gaps are for yourself, what you're interested in looking at. So this way you omit and you filter out the smaller gaps. It's pretty neat. I don't have it yet. Just still working on it. And the order block indicator, John is putting the POC in here as well, the POC. But he did POC zones. He didn't do POC levels. It's a little different. I think personally speaking, it's better. I've been playing with it for the past like month or two. It's less clutter, right? But if you have POC horizontal lines, there's clutter everywhere. Guys, cheers. Trade safe. It's Friday. The weekend's here. They can move the market in any or direction. And let's try to catch the next low together. That which I'm gonna end up catching just to re-short. So just be cautious, guys. Again, don't forget, we're still on that block and we're still on the daily block too. So likely that this holds. It's not gonna easily just break off the first attempt. Cheers.